dirty. And we do have... Wow!
Oh no!
You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my goodness!
After a interesting race at Talladega, we are back at the 1.5 milers. Unfortunately, we are going to a track that is notorious for bad racing. Despite this, we can at least hope to put a good show. But before we can do that, however, we have to go through the usual thing of qualifying and pre-qualifying, as we come live here at Texas Motor Speedway for round 12 of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series. Hello everybody, my name is Alex Vitale, and first and foremost, I want to say that I will not make any jokes about the poor racing quality of racing here at Texas Motor Speedway in real life. I did that last year with the Grand National Series, where I said, "Oh, we apologize if we're racing here instead of something like Texas World Speedway." But yeah, I will avoid them doing here this year. Also because I ran out of jokes today, so there's that. So yeah. But of course, since this is the PSRA, this is not real life, chances are it might actually be a really good race. But of course, we will see on Saturday after pre-qualifying and qualifying is done. And speaking of last week at Talladega, when the race ended, I sort of expected people to be upset at how it happened, and in fact, people were upset. Myself included, because I saw a potential 1-2-3 finish getting absolutely blown away because of misfortune, and also because Johnson shouldn't have slammed into Silver like that. I mean, Silver was being lapped, but he could have just dived out of the way. But yeah, but aside, and I know I should not apologize because it was not my fault. This was something out of my control. But still, I still want to apologize for the poor racing, not the poor racing, but for the what the hell moments of the race. To not say another words, to not say another word, but I'm pretty sure everybody figured out what I'm going to say. As for the race itself, we saw last week that last week's winner was a complete surprise in Skylar Taylor. Now, Taylor did, as I said last week, Taylor did put some good results, but the win, and she qualified second in that race, but I'm pretty sure nobody expected her to win. So there's that. In fact, now that I think about it, all the car, a good chunk of the cars that were up front at Talladega were all Toyotas. So yeah, them cheating Yoders, right? But anyway. Yeah, now we don't have Texas Motor Speed. That's all for Talladega. As for Texas, again, it's a track that is notorious for poor racing in general, for poor racing in recent memory, in racing times, should I say more. But of course, we hope to actually bring a good show. As for pre-qualifying, well, it's usual suspect. So the both Williams-Sonn cars, the car of Samadowski and Tanner Pardon, which is not a usual suspect, but really should have been by a long time ago. Should have been a long time ago, but yeah. And of course, and then we get Samadowski, and then I think I mentioned them, and Eric Monaco is gone, but our battle room has to do with pre-qualifying. So the usual bottom 6 are going to be involved in pre-qualifying as per usual, and Jack Haas as well. So two Dracovan cars, the two Williams-Sonn cars, which I said now Carson Miller is the new owner of, and one car for PS Motorsports, which also has a new owner in RB Gardner, and I said that, and yeah, and so but the usual stuff are still here for pre-qualifying. And now that I've rambled enough, what do we say? Shall we start pre-qualifying? And Bradley Ream is the first driver out on the track. Bradley Ream, who, as we saw, failed to qualify for Talladega. Dracovan, one of the many teams there, as I said last week, are at risk of having the owner being ousted due to regulations. Unless Owen Miles can be more active in the last couple of races, in the next couple of races, he's going to find himself pretty much stripped out of his own team. As Ream sets his banker lap. Looking at the 25 car, there goes Tanner Pardon out in the pits. Another team, another super disappointing team in Firework King Racing, who outside of D'Amelio now actually have a new owner in D'Amelio. So let's see if they can finally turn around their luck from this point onwards. As Ream scores a 28.6. There's Tanner Pardon. Actually, not Miller is leaving. Has 29 flat for Jack Haas. Samanoskan, I think okay, no, he's going to score a point at the lap time. Sorry, and is he going to be? No, it's actually setting up banker time. So is Mendoza. There goes Ream again. Can Ream better his time? And 20.4. So yeah, he does. Pardon 25.1. There goes Haas 28.4. So he's in second. There goes Carson Miller, the junior of Williams and Racing. And no time. There goes Saman Osken. And Osken is going to do 29.1. He's going to jump in third. Mendoza is fifth. 29.1 as well for the 28 car. Ream, no better time. Let's see if Pardon betters the time. He goes down in third. And Haas jumps into first place. 28.410 for the 50 car. Let's see Miller fourth, 28.7. Here's Oskin again. 28.9, still in fifth place at the cusp of getting eliminated. Mendoza goes fourth fastest. There's Ream again. Can he pick up back pole position? 24.59 for the 25 car, but no better time. Barney goes in third. Haas is still in the lead. I think a better time, 20.3. Let's see Carson Miller. Carson Miller goes second fastest, 28.4. Osken is currently out of the race. It will be out of qualifying, should I say more. 20.6. Mendoza goes 20.6 as well. There goes Ream again. 28.3 goes second fastest. What does Spartan do? Top of the leaderboard, 20.333 for the 97 car. Let's see Jack Haas. Nope, 20.337 for the Dracovan car. Let's see Miller. 28.3, top of the leaderboards. Let's check out Osken again. Osken still out. He is now in fifth. That's going to drop Mendoza. Mendoza is out. Then Ream betters his time, but still doesn't go for more than fourth. Pardon still second. Haas third. There's Carson Miller now top of the leaderboards. 25 seconds left on the clock. 28.2 for the Williams and car. So right now Hunter Mendoza is currently out of the race. Will be out of the race. No better time for Samaroskan. 28.5 for Mendoza, but still stuck in sixth. 28.3 for Ream. Let's see Haas. 28.2 is time to beat. And he cannot better his time. Paris in the pits. I think Miller better this time, what to say? No, 28.2.4844 for the 29 car. There's go Oskin again. At the edge of the elimination. No, 20.4. Mendoza managed to better his time, but is still in sixth. Ream, 28.344, still in fourth. Let's see House once again. Nothing. And I think everybody's trying to pull into the pits. I don't think everybody's trying for another time. There goes Mendoza. 50 seconds left on the clock. Nope, still sixth. Still for Ream. Let's see Haas. And no, but right now he's got his pre-qualifying set it up, and that'll be it for pre-qualifying. And Carson Miller will make it into the race. Tanner Pardon, after 2 consecutive DNQs, will make it back to the main event. Jack Haas will be in third. Then it will be Brad Ream and Saman Osken, and Hunter Mendoza once again the only DNQ of the race. See you at Kansas. And with that, soon qualifying. And I think it was Holly. No, it's Justin Perez, the first driver out on pit road on the track. Anthony Nicole will follow him, as does Avery Alford. So to remind people how pre-qualifying went. Hunter Mendoza is the only car out of that did not qualify. And this is going to be the last race where hopefully Williams and Racing should have the ratings that completely left as they were right from at the very beginning of the season. Of course, all these drivers will score banker times first and foremost. As more drivers are leaving the pits, you saw there a enable car. I think that that might have been Gutierrez, considering it's sponsored by Amazon. But anyway, as Perez goes through 3 and 4 to score his first time. Into the main straight he goes, and of course it's going to be 20.6. There's Kelly Taylor, the winner at Talladega. More drivers are putting their times, and now we got Anthony Lecco in second, Eric Marquez in third, Holly Anderson in fourth, then it will be Alfred in fifth, then it will be Zachary Fitzwater in sixth, Stana Koshmar in seventh, then we got Bradley Ream in eighth, ninth because Koshmar is now in 10th. We're looking at that. We're looking at the now we look at Carson Miller as now Avery Alford takes provisional pole for the race. Now Hallie Anderson takes provisional pole, and now Levin Koshmar takes provisional pole. There he is. There's Koshmar. 7 minutes and 22 left on the clock. Of course, draft is important here as Andrew Williams goes second fastest. There's Andrew Williams. William Ayers, Justin Perez. Actually, let's see where Scout is currently. If she has scored a time, 28.7, so 13th right now. Let's see what kind of time is she going to do. I think she hit the wall alongside Johnston, I would assume. As Tom Sloan goes top of the leaderboards, and Taylor scored the 10th fastest. She's at the top. She was in the top 10. Now she's been topped by Fitzwater. As Sloan is now the new leader, almost gets into 27th. In the low 28s, as is pretty much the rest of the field, except from first to 8th. They're not that far away from the 27s. Now we're looking at Jeffrey Fingai, who was involved in that crash alongside Jack Haas, where the crash where Alexander Rowe flipped and he was forced to retire. And Fingai scores 5th fastest. Then we look at where is it? Still Justin Perez. Justin Perez has fallen behind. He's 27th. As the 25 of Angel Gutierrez goes 2nd fastest. Roberto Crown Jr. goes 3rd fastest. Now Nathan Stapleton goes 3rd fastest. Where is he? There he is. There's now the new championship, the former championship leader. Roberto Crown next. Speaking of the current championship leader, Roberto Crown Jr. is in 4th. We're looking at Stapleton. Let's see if he can better his time. 5 and 15 left on the clock. Let's see what time Stapleton is going to do. And the original pole 28 flat. We're almost under the 27s. As Gary Modell goes 5th fastest, no 6th fastest because Tom Sloan matched the better his time, as did Fingai and Gutierrez. Skylar Taylor. Where is Taylor currently? Taylor is in 30th. Not a good result. There's Jack Haas. He managed to qualify, and right now he is in 36th. We're looking at winner Richard Fogelman. And speaking of Richard Fogelman, we're basically currently in 20th. Let's look at Bruno Di Giacomo, who was very fast at Talladega, and then all hell broke loose, as I'm pretty sure everybody knows. And currently, he is in 32nd, so not great result. Stapleton still in the lead, as Movadell is now 9th fastest. Gary Movadell missed his 2nd place. Here's the draft from the 75, from the 79 Rhode Island Motorsport Toyota. Let's see if the Polish driver can make a better time. Across the line, Movadell goes, and doesn't look like it's still in 9th for the checkered flag driver. And let's look at Gini Stamila, the brand new owner of Carnival King Racing. He is in 34th. So again, not good result. Not a great result for the. This is gonna be the last time for Firewall King Racing alongside Williams and PS, where the ratings are going to be left untouched. Let's look at Danny Johnson, who was also on. Was also part of the other field, part of the. He was actually super racy at the beginning. He was one of the better drivers at the beginning of the race. Then the caution happened while they were pitting. Well, him, Koshmar, and I don't think I remember who else was. I think it was Gutierrez that was involved in that pitted when the yellow flag happened for the little checkup. But in the meantime, he's in 22nd. As the Finn guy manages to be the 2nd driver to finally hit the 28 flat. Jeffrey Finn got the defending champion, who had that streak of 3 wins. Let's see if he can better his time. Can he beat it to the first driver out on 128? He's not. Movadell is in 10th, as you can see there. So right on the top 10 is Stapleton, Finn guy, Sloan, Gutierrez, Davidson. Then it will be Crown, the championship leader, Anthony Nicol, Joshua Carrison, Jonathan Carrison, Zachary Fitzwater, Ryan Little, and Gary Movadell. So both Rhode Island Toyotas in the top 10. Let's look at Reggie Fogelman, the winner at Bristol. He's in 20th. 1 minute and 40 left on the clock. Can the 95 car better this time? He doesn't look like it. So, nope. There's Gardner leaving the pits. Actually, where is Joshua Neely? Joshua Neely was also pretty good at Talladega. Pretty much all the Toyota cars were pretty good at Talladega. So I guess Toyota must have nailed, Toyota in general must have nailed their Super Speedway package, as Neely is in 29th. And pretty much nobody has been able to challenge Stapleton's lead except Finn Guy. But even Finn Guy is trying hard to go down the 27th, as did Stapleton. He struggled to get in the 125s, as Davidson almost shoves Gutierrez into the wall. Davidson is currently in 5th, and no better time for the 51 driver himself, also a former championship leader. There's Jack Haas. Haas is currently in 37th. There's Stephen Parton, there's Stephen Parton back to qualifying for the first time in 2 races, and currently he's in 35th. And qualifying is about to end. Let's look at Finn Guy. One last shot at possibly scoring pole position for himself. And doesn't look like it. Nope, he did not. So right now the top 10 is Stapleton, Finn Guy, Sloan, Gutierrez, Davidson, Crown, Carrison, Fitzwater, Little, and Movadell. As we look at Blake Keys, who also had a pretty good race at Talladega in a year that can only be considered a disaster as of right now, especially considering that because I'm pretty sure everybody figured out that he was going to be a contender for the championship. Now that we are a ratings league, considering how good he showed it, that performance that he showed at the World Cup Series last year. The guy was defending champ. The guy was runner-up. And it wasn't for the fact for the greater superpower, he definitely would have won it. But still. And I think that'll be it. In fact, it'll be it for qualifying. And so, Nathan Stapleton is going to start the O'Reilly Auto Parts 400 on pole position. Second alongside him will be Jeffrey Fengai, then Tom Sloan, Anke Gutierrez, Dane Davidson, Roberto Crown Jr., Jonathan Carrison, Zachary Fitzwater, Ryan Little, and Gary Movedell in 10th. And of course the rest of the field. And William Ayers and Samet Oscar, the two PS Motorsports cars, will round up the field of 40 cars. And as we stated, Hunter Mendoza is once again the only DNQ of the race. We will see if he can make it to the field at Kansas. So, Nathan Stapleton's course is pole position. Second will be the defending champion Jeffrey Fengai. And as I stated, the two PS Motorsport cars of William Ayers and Samet Oscar will round up the field. And as we stated, this is going to be the last time for the free teams, for the free team, so for new owners, well, that will be without a ring exchange. Of course, it's going to be pretty hard, but we will see what's going to happen. What's going to happen in the future. Of course, it's going to be pretty hard to be competitive now that the season is so far gone. But still, let's see what these guys can actually do now. What these teams and cars can do with new team owners. And there's pretty much nothing else to be said other than this has been a special presentation of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series 44% Network. I'm Alex Vitale, and see you tomorrow for the race. So long, everybody, from Texas.